things, viewers, three things we have come to know right now. One is Russia says that it has received a clearly articulated position from Ukraine. The second is that Russia is going to stop some of the military activities that are being held in Kyiv as well as in the Chernihiv regions. And the third and most important, that Russia is now open for one-on-one talks between Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky. Viewers, this is after the 6th round of talks were held in Istanbul. We have now joining us from the newsroom Natasha to tell us more. Natasha, what is the big news after the talks in Istanbul, and could Zelensky and Putin be set to hold talks now?
Right, Ankit. So the round 6 of talks has just concluded, and like you said, Russia has offered direct meeting with Zelensky, that is Putin and Zelensky directly meeting each other and discussing this. But now from the Ukraine delegation, what do we know? We got information that no agreement on ceasefire has been made yet. Many issues still remain unresolved. This is what the Ukraine delegation is saying after concluding the talks. They're saying Crimea will be a separate part of talks, so not part of these talks. And they've also said that they will be meeting again within next 2 weeks for further talks. So this is coming from the Ukraine delegation, Ankit. And like you said, Russia has said something completely different, but Ukraine still maintains that there will be no ceasefire, although that Russia has promised to cut back military action from Chernihiv and Kyiv. But Russia is still saying that there will be no ceasefire and they will continue to fight back even as peace talks are still ongoing, and they are yet to meet again.
Natasha, stay with us. I also want to ask you, Russia says that Zelensky and Putin can now hold talks. This is in parallel to the other negotiations that's taking place. What is the current status? Will both sides' foreign ministers continue to talk, or will they stop talking and only then will Putin and Zelensky talk? How is it going to happen?
So, Ankit, what we hear from Russia is different from what we hear from Ukraine right now after the talks have concluded. Russia, of course, has said that Putin is offering to talk with Zelensky directly, but they've not given any timeline as of yet. Now, Ukraine has given a timeline. The delegation from Ukraine is saying we'll meet again within 2 weeks. So that is the timeline coming from Ukraine delegation there, but we do not know when Russia is planning on having the meeting again. Back to you, Ankit.
Right, that is Natasha breaking up the details of what has just transpired in the talks between Russia and Ukraine. Meanwhile, viewers, Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, has been facing the brunt of Russian aggression from entrenched positions. Ukrainian soldiers are entrenched and Russians are entrenched, and the war is going on now in its 35th day. Here's a report, viewers.
The Ukrainian capital has been facing unrelenting bombardment. A new video has emerged showing thick smoke engulfing the skyline in the outskirts of Kyiv. The video showed heavy smoke billowing from a residential area. Shelling in this Kyiv neighborhood had devastated residential buildings, leaving a flattened ruin smoldering in the area. The bustling settlement in the outskirts of Kyiv now wears an empty look. Russian troops have been shelling Kyiv for weeks now and are trying to surround Ukraine's capital, which was home to nearly 3 million people before the war.